Hey guys, welcome back to Fire on the Hill. My name is Matt. Today I have a toy or attachment that I'm going to put on the tractor that I think is going to help a lot with all my new attachments. So let's get to it. You can see that box there, it says VEVOR, that's correct. So this is a adjustable top link kit from VEVOR that you can put on your tractor. And this is something that I've wanted ever since I started collecting attachments. Just adjusting this, it's not a big deal. It's just having to put the attachment on the ground, adjust it, lift it up, then put it back on the ground, adjust it, lift it up. It's time consuming, and I think this would be the problem solver there. Plus, with this top link, this is going to extend longer than the manual top link, so I should be able to get more adjustment, and that would be huge with a box blade or lifting up my chipper to get on the trailer or what have you. So first things first, let's get this off. I guess we'll just leave that there. Alright. So that's off. We'll pull this guy out. So what this kit comes with, guys, of course it comes with the top link ram. This is the fixed side. You can see it's all welded in right here. And this is the adjustable side. This is what comes out. So the fixed side needs to be connected to the tractor. Tight fit here. So what I'm going to do is just get some sandpaper and just sand off this paint right here, because I think that's what's stopping this from going in. So let me get some sandpaper here. Alright, we got a little sandpaper here, guys. I think this isn't going there just because it's all painted up right here. So let me sand this down and see if we can get this guy in there. Oh, there we go. It's not all the way off, but it should do the trick there. So let's try to reinstall this. Oh, maybe a little bit more. So guys, I tried the hand sand and it just wasn't working that well. So I came up here and got my actual sander. And we went ahead and sanded down these areas right here on either side. Sometimes paint throws it off a little bit, so I just sanded all this down real good. Let's go try to put it back on the tractor. All right, let's try this again. Guy's still tight. There we go. I'll do a little persuasion here. Alright guys, after much beating and shaving, we finally got it in there. So that spec is just a little off for my tractor. Honestly guys, it's probably my tractor and not the tool, because this tractor has been super weird with fitting stuff. So back when I was trying to get forks and grapples and stuff for this tractor, I ran into two different manufacturers that their attachments wouldn't work on my tractor for whatever reason. Everyone says the measurements lined up, but I had forks falling off and I had grapples falling off the front loader. And everybody's like, we make them the same for everything. And I'm like, I believe you guys, I think it's my tractor. So for whatever reason, my tractor is not made to spec. So this probably is not what you're gonna do to your tractor when you need to put this on. But that's why had to make it work because I've run into this before. So don't be alarmed if you go to buy this and it goes right into your tractor. It just didn't go into mine. So anyways, we got that lined up. Now it's time to put the hoses on. The hoses will go right here. So I'll just unscrew these two. These guys just sit right on top, and it's locked in by these adjustment screws. You can see the hole right there where the oil goes through on both sides. Well, actually it's only one side. It goes through on one side. And then these are just washers to help seal it. So this is very simple, guys. Like I said, it's got a through hole for the bolt. You put one washer on, stick it through, and then you put the other washer on the bottom side. I'm sure I'm gonna have to adjust these after I put this on. That's why I'm actually not putting them on before I put this on. Once these things are tightened, you're not supposed to be able to reuse them. So I'm just gonna lay that one there. I'll go and get this other one off. Seal came off of that one, so we're good there. Same goes for this one. You put your washer on, stick it through the hole, just like that. Alright, so we got those on here. So the reason I wanted to wait is because I have my hookup, my remote's right here. So I want to see the best way to run these lines like this. So the bottom technically is further away, so I should put that on the bottom and this on the top right here. Now honestly, we should be good right there. Let's see if I move this up. See if I do, if I go around here like this. Now we want to get on this side. I'm trying to think, like when I hook this up, guys, like when I leave it up like this, I don't want these hoses to be in the way of that. So I guess this is really the best bet right here. There and there. Alright guys, so we got it on. We got these on with the washers on either side. Now it's time to hook these up. I'm going to put the closest one to the top link, or the top remote, and then that's locked in. Also, another thing to keep in mind, guys, these do have the washers, the brass washers there. These don't come tight, so you want to tighten those before installing. How you hook these up at first really doesn't matter, because you don't know how you're going to want these when you're adjusting them or when you're using them. So if we're sitting like that, it's usually going to be like this. That's probably perfect. So tighten these down. You don't want to over tighten these by any means. I'm going to get them somewhat snug, and then I'm going to turn the tractor on and tighten them while they're working, because technically you just want to tighten them until they don't leak. Why is this so difficult? There we go. Okay, we're somewhat tight there. So we're going to go like this. Just let hang there. Alright. I'm going to start the tractor. It says to run it without any weight or anything the first couple times. And then if we got any leaks, we'll tighten everything up. We'll be good to go. There we go. Alright, let's test her out. It's actually really quick. It's just at idle too, you know? So we'll hook this up just to get it out of the way, and then we'll hook up some other attachments that we actually use this for. But this is nice. Alright guys, I think I have everything like I want it. This is it completely hooked up here. One thing that I noticed immediately, and I was playing with it, seeing how high, I can't go all the way up on the controls because I'll hit these lines. And like I said, we're not hitting anything right now, and this is probably as high as I want to go. This is higher than I've ever lifted it anyway, so I don't see why I need to go any higher if I've been doing just fine with it lower. But that is one thing that I'm going to have to for sure watch out and make sure I don't come up and damage those lines. And I thought about if I twist these a little bit. Oh yeah, I can. So I was able to twist those down right there to help with the angle there, but it's still going to touch if I go any higher. But yeah, let's hook up some attachments that will actually use this, and we'll show you how it works. Alright guys, so we got the attachment on. I'm going to run through the controls and show you what this top link can make this bush hog do. One thing I want to point out, I did set this up actually wrong. I don't know why I thought that C meant close, but if you go down in there, this is kind of confusing honestly guys, but if you go down here, this is an opened cylinder push, like pointing out, so I guess that means extend, and this one is a closed cylinder, but it's also saying it's pushing out. So that's really confusing to me, but I think what it means is this means open and this means close. So with that being said, I'm gonna change it around. When I first saw this, I saw C, I was like, C for close, let's go. And then I got to thinking about it, I was like, you know what, that's probably wrong. It's gonna work for me on this attachment, but if I ever hook up the second remote, that would confuse the crap out of me. All right, so this should be extend. Yep, and it should return. Alright, we're set up there, guys. I know I don't have this hooked up, so that might change how high I can go, but just for the example. So this will be extend, so you can level it however you want. And then if you're doing a bank or just trying to get on top of something, all you have to do is pull this thing up like this, and you can hit that bank. Another thing too is it makes this thing so much easier to see your blades. If your blades get crossed, which mine do quite a bit, and actually I have to change these blades, so this will help tremendously. This is off topic, but look at this, guys. I was bush hogging the other day. Let me put this down. And I didn't realize that this sticks out just enough to get hit by the blades, guys. So I nailed this. You can see it's all jacked up. It's all been eaten up, chewed up, and this slammed into this and put this massive dent right here. But I'll show you the blades. Look at these blades, guys. I screwed them up bad. Look at that. So yeah, both blades are jacked up. And now I know that I need to take that hook off, or the thing off, next time I mow. So that's a learning curve right there. So one thing I was worried about with this, just sitting here, because you could put it up here, but then when you lift, it's gonna bind or whatever, so you always wanna leave it down. One thing I was worried about was this catching on this lip or anything, but it doesn't. So if you bring this in right here, just guides on up. So that's cool right there. The only problem I'm gonna have is hitting this, but I'm gonna try to figure out the highest I can go, because when you lift it, it comes up, but also when you extend it, or when you come in, it comes up as well. But you can see, guys, that gets really close, and it's actually hitting over here when the attachment moves. So that's definitely something to look into, just to make sure everything's good. But guys, you can see how high this thing goes. I mean, that's ridiculous. All right, we got the chipper on the tractor. This thing doesn't need any extra reach or anything like that. What this attachment needs is I need to be able to lift the rear up, so when I pull onto the trailer, it's not dragging. Because I'm at I'm dragging on the trailer just enough to like hit it, but it doesn't mess it up. Hopefully this right here will lift it up high enough to where I don't drag anymore. Another issue with this attachment and a basic top link I'll show you is because I have to move this thing all the way up, I have to collapse this all the way up. So I gotta set it on the ground and I just gotta twist until I have this thing pretty much all the way as far as it can go down on both sides. And then I put it on the trailer, and then when I go to use it, I have to adjust it all the way down to get it back to level. So that takes a lot of extra time, guys. With this top link adjustment, it's gonna be just flip a switch. It's so nice. So another thing to keep in mind too with using this versus the adjustable link is sometimes this nut gets stuck and you have to have a wrench, and that's kind of annoying. Obviously it doesn't happen a lot because I keep mine loose, but technically you're supposed to tighten this thing down so it doesn't move, because it will move if you don't tighten it down. So you don't have to adjust this anymore. You don't have to have a wrench for that, and you also don't have to grease anymore. So just switching this out right here, that's two more things you don't have to do. So the way it works, guys, I can lift it up and I can tilt it up, but when you tilt it up like that, it goes close to the tractor, which is a problem with the clearance. But let's just see how high we can get this thing. So we're going to bring the cylinder in, which this thing's 950 pounds, guys, and that does it no problem. Let's just lift it here and see what we got. That's about as far as I want to go. So you can see how angled this is, but this might be too low now. So what we'll do is we'll extend it out a little bit, extend the tilt ram so it levels it, and then I can go up a little bit more for clearance. So I'm not going to put it on the trailer now, but I think that's plenty enough to get on the trailer. So that's a win in my book as well. So this is an attachment that the top link will outshine a normal top link or a manual top link, because you have to adjust this quite often depending on what you're trying to do. If you're really trying to dig in the dirt, you want to angle the blade down like this. If you're just wanting to scrape, you want to get it as flat as possible. If you don't want to dig at all, you would just lift it like this, so that front angle blade right there on the inside isn't taking anything up, and you're just dragging with the back. So this right here is the attachment where this really makes a big difference. Just to show you the motions, I think you guys got it at this point, but we're here. So if you get down like that, and you need just to drag with the back blade, you would do that, right? An angle like that, that's how you drag. You wouldn't be doing any cutting with that front blade, but if you wanted to cut with the front blade, you would tilt it like this at a really big angle, and then go down and really drag it like that. So that right there helps tremendously with that. It just helps getting it more level, and really enabling you to do a lot more things with this box blade. So like I said, guys, this is something that I've wanted for a little while. I didn't have the attachments when I first bought the tractor, so there was really no point. But you could see, guys, I've collected some attachments. This top link was actually given to me by VEVOR, so I'm actually testing it out for them. And so far, I love it, guys. This thing rocks. And I'm going to put a link in the description for you guys. This is for the Cat 1. They do have a Cat 2 setup as well, if you have a Cat 2. This thing works great, guys. Only time will tell how it holds up. But I've had VEVOR products before, and I like them, and I use them, and they work. So really can't say anything bad about that. You just have to, once you set it up, just keep an eye on where you have everything set up, and it should work great for you guys. So I have a coupon code for you guys. This is 5% off. It's VEVT5. That's VEVT5. It's going to be a game changer when it comes to changing attachments. And if you own a tractor, you know attachments is not fun to put on and take off. This definitely helps and gives you a leg up, you know. So yeah, guys, I'm really excited about this. This top link will never come off my tractor unless I'm using a post hole digger, which I've only done that once. So I don't see me taking that off very often. The one thing that I think is huge is that bar to hold the top link up when you're changing attachments. I don't know why these other companies don't have that. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, the tractor comes with a top link holder for that purpose right from the factory, so you should need a top link holder, right? So that's a huge plus with that I don't see on all of those. That's great. So thank you, VEVOR, for supplying this hydraulic top link. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.